terms of being number one, just how do you think the team has embraced this new spotlight of being the top-ranked team in the country?
I mean, actually, it's been normal. I know probably inside they're happy, but it's been normal. Practice was normal yesterday, was normal today. I did give them social media, just because I wanted them to be able to capture the moment and enjoy and experience being the number one team in the country, and then we shut it off once we started at midnight Tuesday morning, and we worked.
Dawn, are you surprised by that? I mean, you got like 6 18-year-olds on the team. How steady they are.
I'm not surprised anymore because it's been routine for us. I mean, if they were anything different than what they've been, I would have been surprised by that. But they aren't. I mean, they're competitors. They want to win. I didn't even ask them if they wanted to be number one in the country. But it's here. We got to embrace it.
Does it matter to you that you guys are number one in the country?
I mean, we're number one in some people's eyes, and number two in others, or number 15 in some other people. For this team, they earned it, so I'm happy for them. For me, no, we've experienced it before, so it's really, it's not the first time. But it is what it is. I'd rather be this than 300.
Coach, in terms of, you're the number one ranking now, but do you remind some of the younger players who maybe haven't reached the top of the mountain yet that really this number one ranking doesn't mean very much because the team goals that we set out we still haven't accomplished yet?
Didn't really discuss that. I only discussed what being the number one team in the country does for a team, meaning there's more people that have something to say, whether it's good or bad. We just don't want it to enter into the sanctity of what we have, our locker room, our chemistry, our camaraderie. We don't want to let that enter into that part of it. So I just mentioned that, and it hasn't so far. So, but we got to still go out and do the same things that we had to do regardless of the ranking.
Dawn, you've kind of talked about this year, praising this team when they do well, positive reinforcement, stuff like that. Is this kind of just another, like giving them social media back? Is it just kind of more positive reinforcement for this accomplishment?
Well, I mean, social media is a big part of who they are and who they've grown up to be. It's a big part of their lives, and I want them to enjoy it, just be more conscious of it. And I want them to chronicle what's happening in their lives at 18 to 22. So the tweets, the Instagram posts, they're going to have them for a lifetime, and I just didn't want them to miss out in having that of something historical, because it is historical for them because they've never experienced it before. So I wanted to give them that, and they actually embraced it and loved it, and probably want a little bit more, but we got to refocus.
Does it kind of put you at ease, seeing them be able to enjoy that moment and be able to celebrate that and then come back and get back to work?
I mean, I would say this. A lot of things that we've had to deal with some teams, we don't have to deal with this particular team, and that gives us as a coaching staff great comfort in knowing that they can handle some things. They can, they can still celebrate while work hard and really hone in on the details of what it takes to win each game as they come.
Dawn, 17, 18 games in, how close is this group to being the team that you want them to be, or that you envision them being?
I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't really have a barometer because this is honestly it's new for all of us to be able to just deal with basketball. We only deal with basketball. That's crazy. We only deal with basketball. Here's what happens in some games, like when we are unable to complete or execute a routine play in basketball, and that. We didn't do that in Vandy. Some of the plays, decisions that we made were routine to me. Making a layup, or instead of passing the ball up, you attacking. Those types of things. When they're able to do that consistently, that's when they'll be probably the team. Like if I don't have to cringe when we go in for a wide open layup, And I have yet to get over that yet.
Coach, just a moment ago, made it sound like you really see this team as being very mature and handling the responsibilities. Does any of that just surprise you with the amount of youth? I mean, I was a freshman in college once, and you're making it sound like these players are veterans in terms of their approach, at least, to the practice and preparation.
They approach it as veterans, and you have to think. Part of it is them and who they are, and part of it is our culture and our leaders, Ty, Kiki, Lily, they all know. And if you look at our sophomores, they understand. They understand what it is that they need to do and how they need to approach it in all aspects of their lives. And I think it's just so happened that we got a group of youngsters and a group of just more experienced players on one accord in everything they do in their life, and they don't want to be the ones that really tear this apart. They don't want to be ones that make a mistake. They don't want to be ones that the light shining on them for a negative impact on our team.
Dawn, it seems like Zaya, after that Dayton game, went through a little stretch where she was not shooting so efficiently. What's she been able to do to get back on track?
Well, she dropped a few pounds. Basically, I mean, that's what it came down to. She wasn't as explosive. She wasn't confident, and I think she was just carrying more than she was used to, and then she couldn't navigate through that. So over the Christmas break, she just changed her eating habits. She dropped. It wasn't much. It's probably 4 or 5 pounds, and now she's back to her explosive self. And because she gets easy buckets, her shot, her three is working for her. And that's kind of who we need her to be. And I think she has a direct impact on why we've been as successful down this stretch and coming into the SEC is because her ability to keep defenses honest by her efficiency.
The SEC, you're supposed when you get in the SEC, it's supposed to be tougher and more physical, and really, but you guys are putting up points in buckets. It seems like. What's going right about your offense?
They're sharing the ball. Like, you can't really concentrate on one person. If you concentrate on trying to take Aaliyah out of the game, Zai, you got Ty, you got Kiki, you got people coming off the bench. We got people who are able to score. And when you put 5 players on the floor that's able to score, it's just hard to take 1 or 2 things away and keep up with us. And we're playing the other side of the ball, so that helps. We're connected on the defensive side of the ball, so we're creating some easy offense from our defense.
Coach, Todd was saying that pretty much every game in the SEC feels like a rivalry, but specifically with Missouri, wanted to get your thoughts on how kind of the rivalry between these two teams have been kind of growing in the last few years.
I mean, it is. It's Missouri. It's become a rivalry. Hopefully, we could do something that we haven't done in the past 2 visits that occurred up there is win a basketball game, and that's our focus is on the basketball side of it. And just getting a win on the road, which will be tough.
Coach, after the Arkansas game, you talked about kind of needing that consistency, so you're not having one good quarter and then kind of lapses in the second and fourth. What are you guys kind of trying to do to get that consistency?
For us, we got to make sure we got the right combinations in the game. I thought in the second quarter, Vandy, and I told our bench that they didn't bring it. They usually take our team to another level. We just made costly mistakes, just bad decisions. Where if Henny would have just be her explosive self and take that ball down the court and make someone guard her, we could have cleaned up some of that stuff. But she chose to pass it up and give it to somebody else that's not in a position where they're effective. So it's just making good decisions when we're out there on the floor and just locking in defensively. If we can't score, we should be able to lock in defensively and not allow someone to score as easily as Vandy did in the second quarter.
And does that go back to just making the routine basketball plays?
It is. I mean, that's what it is. Until we're able to, because if Vandy is much improved, but if you play like that against Arkansas, look at Arkansas. They came back, You know, we had them down big, and they came back and made it a game in the fourth quarter. It's those kind of lapses that, you know, makes us continue to coach, and it gives us opportunity to teach how to handle those instances.
Yeah, Coach, just curious your reaction to the news of the WNBA increasing player salaries and benefits for the players. Just as an advocate for the game, just what your reaction to that was.
Long overdue. I think NECA did a great job. Terry Jackson, who's the president of the WNBA Players Association, did a great job. You know, I think they pushed back making that announcement because they were working through and negotiating. And I think the WNBA overall, Adam, he could have just said no, it's not what we're going to do. The WNBA president could have said no, you know, where are we going to find this money? But somehow they made a commitment to the players, and I know they'll see the players appreciate it in the form of staying and playing basketball in the WNBA this summer. You know, I know some of them will probably want to have kids, and I mean, I think they can rest assured knowing that their employers are doing a great job of making sure that transition is great for them. So I wish I could get some back pay, because I used to pay for my own room on the road, huh? So I mean, but it's cool. I think it's great for this generation because they've taken women's basketball to another level now that monetarily the WNBA is taking it to that level as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank y'all.